Hey everybody, I'm Ken, and welcome back to another riveting episode of The Lazy Gourmet. Today I am talking meatloaf. Meatloaf madness. Today I want to do a meatloaf that's a little different. It's not your typical meatloaf in the sense that it's kicked up a notch. And the way I'm talking Greek. A Greek style meatloaf that uses some tomato, some feta cheese, can't forget the feta, onions, parsley, mint, and lean ground beef. I prefer to use lean ground beef only because fat is flavor. If you use extra lean, it doesn't quite taste the same, so I want to just keep it fairly healthy without going too crazy. And a little bit of dried rosemary. For this recipe, I'm using my number one tool in the kitchen, which is a food processor. I would be lost without this thing. There's a reason why they call me the Lazy Gourmet. Sitting here, chopping, dicing, slicing, blending, mixing, that's nice. But for me, I throw it in here and it's done. So now, to start off this recipe and just get things going here, what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna start off with first a bunch of parsley. I just throw them in there just like that. The next thing I'm gonna throw in here is some mint, fresh mint, just like that as well. It all goes into the food processor, so cleanup's not that difficult. A little spice. I love a little spice. A little bit of heat is awesome. If it feels like your colon exploded, it's a bit too much. So for me, I had a cayenne pepper, and that's what I'm using, but it's a green cayenne. That's gonna go in. I'm going to use 3 cloves of garlic, and only because this dish can handle that garlicky taste, which is awesome anyway, so that's always a good thing. And once you put it in, it all gets incorporated in the food processor anyway. And the simplest way for this, you don't have to chop it, just peel it, make sure the skin's off, and just throw it in, just like that. We take 2 tablespoons of dried rosemary, a tablespoon of peppercorns, and 2 tablespoons of dried oregano that goes in this. We're going to throw in some salt, not that much, only because in this recipe, to Greek it up, I'm going to use some feta. We're going to put in about 160, 150 grams of feta, and that already has a salty brininess to it, so you don't want to go overboard on the salt. And lastly, I'm going to throw in some onion. Just chop them up. Actually, you want to just quarter them, because once they're quartered, you just throw them in the food processor and they'll just blend up. All right, so I'm done with the second onion. Second onion goes in. All our ingredients are in the food processor. Everybody in the pool. And let's just quickly just pulse it up. All right, that's perfect. You have a nice consistency. It's actually not too bad. If you look at it, I'll grab some here for you, and you can see it's actually kind of coarse, but the smell is absolutely magnificent. It's actually really nice. And it's not overpowering. So this, what we're going to do is, I'll actually leave that there first. What we're going to do is take our bowl, just a regular glass mixing bowl. I'm going to take 1 pound of lean ground beef, put that off to the side. I'm going to take our ingredients here, pour them into that, just like that. And I'll just put this over here. All right, so in goes our second tomato, just like that. That goes in there. And lastly, a little olive oil, extra virgin. Maybe a glug or 2, couple 3 tablespoons is perfect for this. And now my favorite part, mixing it. I don't use gloves. I just go in with my hands and gently start mixing everything. Just like that. All right, so now we have our mixing done. This is ready to go in its baking pan. What I'm going to do is just grab some paper towels here. I love paper towels. Actually, I prefer to use paper towels in the kitchen more than actual linen towels. That's just me. Clean it up just a little bit, just like that. And I'm going to grab a glass 5 by 9 by 4 inch deep baking pan. And I'm just going to pour this mixture, this in here. And this is pretty much ready to go. I've preheated my oven already to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And I prefer to bake this for about an hour and 10 minutes. You may want to go less. You may want to do 375 for 45 minutes. And that's fine. That's assuming that you're going to reheat it, recook it on a grill or in a pan and fry it up. But this is how it looks now. Looks absolutely amazing. You got, you know, the greens, the reds, the white from the feta. And again, 400 degrees, about an hour and 10 minutes, and it'll be cooked completely through and through. And I'll be back in a little bit and I'll show you what it looks like when it's out of the oven. So now for the moment of truth. About an hour and 10 minutes has gone by. Now it's time to pull our meatloaf out of the oven and see what's going on. So, put on my trusty oven mitts and let's see what's happening. And excuse my back. And here it is. That's absolutely awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, what I want to do with this is basically flip it onto this plate here. And I hope, actually I really hope, it goes as planned. So I'm going to take this, and what I'm going to do actually, let's try this. I'll put the plate over here like this, and then hopefully this does go to plan. 1, 2, 3. I'll take it. So there's our meatloaf, fresh out of the oven, piping hot, and just smells magnificent. This is unbelievable how good it actually smells. Now, present it like this, and what I serve this with typically is some veggie infused rice. I just add some rice to this, and what I'm going to do is just grab a spoon, excuse my back, take this, and I'm just going to layer some rice around this, just like that. So in other words, the meatloaf is in the middle of everything. Just like that. Nice and easy. You want this to kind of look good as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this around and pour this in here. This will feed easily 6 people or 3 Greeks. There you have it. That's my rice with the meatloaf here. Very easy to do. It's a matter of just combining everything in the food processor and then incorporating it in your ground beef. And with a beautiful accompaniment of rice, it's like the perfect comfort food anytime, whether you have company or for 2, it's perfect. There you have it, my dear friends, my Greek style meatloaf with rice pilaf. I'm Ken. Thank you very much for watching another episode of The Lazy Gourmet. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or a suggestion. I love hearing from you. And until next time, thank you very much for watching.